Today I'd like to talk about the tale of two kingdoms, one earthly, one heavenly. Of course, we're talking about the account of the birth of Jesus Christ out of the book of Matthew. And when the wise men come to Herod seeking the king of the Jews, he's threatened by this. He's the king of the Jews. He's established peace in the land. He had great architectural feats. In fact, he's built entire cities in very difficult places. Caesarea by the sea. He built a port in an area there should be no port. He built Masada up on the mountain as a resort. He built fortresses. He redid the temple and the Temple Mount. But as Josephus records, not only was there greatness, but there was great distress within him. He had plenty of psychological issues that he was wrestling with. He had 10 wives, and those sons were competing for that one position of his. And it's recorded that he killed 3 of his sons. It was said that it was better to be a pig in Herod's house than a son. So this was an individual that had no problem slaughtering people. Historians say that because it's only recorded in Matthew and not in Luke, and Josephus doesn't record it, that Herod didn't kill the baby boys in Bethlehem at ages 2 and below. Well, this is rather interesting, because modern day historians have said, well, if thousands of babies were killed, then definitely there would be lots of record about it. But that's probably not the case, in the sense that Bethlehem is a very tiny town, maybe 1,500 people in the town at that time. So you're probably talking about 24 babies under 2 years old, and half of those are boys, so maybe 12. Now, I'm not trying to minimize 12 lives, but I'm trying to put it in perspective. At the end of Herod's life, when he knew he was dying, he called Salome and he says to her, I want you to gather up all of the Jewish leaders at my death, and I want you to have them slaughtered, because I know there will be celebration in Jerusalem when I die. I want there to be mourning. And so this is the mindset that we're dealing with. Now think about this. Here was an incredibly powerful man that felt very, very threatened by a baby. Why? Why was he threatened? Because the kingdom of heaven had arrived. As a child of God, do you realize the power you have by being a child of the King? Sometimes you may be like me, and you might feel defeated inside. Sometimes we feel defeated because we have that struggle, that Romans 7 within ourselves. We say things or we do things that are self-defeating. Sometimes it's the enemy planting seeds in our minds, trying to get us not to identify with who we really are. I'm not sure what you want, but I can tell you what I desire. I desire wholeness within me, that my heart and my mind and my mouth are all on the same path. And here's the key, and I know it is for me, is to let the King of Kings and Lord of Lords rule in my heart and in my mind. And if that were to happen, I would imagine the God of this world, just like Herod, would be somewhat fearful. God, in his wisdom, had the wise men go home a different way. Jesus went to Egypt. He was preserved. God will lead us, direct us. Let us follow him. Let him be our king. Tale of Two Kingdoms. Who's your king? God bless you.